Hello friends and astrology lovers. This is a monthly forecast for March 2019 for all zodiac signs. In these monthly overviews, I will mainly speak about significant transits, mention them shortly, and I will always try to mention every sign of the zodiac, even though I will not speak about each zodiac sign in details. In those month predictions, it is always very important to look at the lunar and solar activity. So new moon is going to be on the 6th of March and it's going to be in Pisces. And full moon is on the 21st of March and will be in Libra. The sun is also in Pisces until the 21st, so this is the month of Pisces. And then after the 21st of March, the sun enters Aries sign, and that day, or precisely 20th of March in the evening, is the moment when the spring starts. So this is the day of a spring equinox. Spring equinox is of course always in Aries. Now it's on the 20th degree, but it's between 20 and 21st astrological degree. And this is actually the beginning of the new astrological year for us who are working with tropical astrology or tropical zodiac. So March is interesting now for Pisces because for them new 1 year cycle begins. So it is always important what do we do and what do we plan around our birthday time, especially the day of birthday is important because that day shows actually in a small portion what we are going to do all the whole year. So always be careful around your birthday and try to do nice things to you, to make good plans and to make this small model that you will in some way repeat during the year. Then later, at 21st of March, Aries will start celebrating their birthdays. And Aries time is significantly different from Piscean time because Aries is all of blossoming, of new beginnings and so on. While Piscean energy, we feel more as an ending of something. But of course, always when there is an ending, we prepare for new things as well. So immediately after the 20th, what is the spring equinox day, then on 21st of March is the full moon and it's in Libra. This is quite good time for Libra people and many of them will feel that their lives somehow culminate. They will feel positive, they will feel full of energy, and ready to do things, to finish things, to achieve things and so on. Then it's worth mentioning, of course, that Uranus enters Taurus on the 7th of March. That's actually the most important transit in March in the year 2019. Uranus in Taurus. We are going to speak about that further in this video. And then one of those important transits that I will mention here immediately at the beginning is that Mercury will be retrograde from the 6th until the 29th of March. It's in Pisces. Mercury is also in Pisces. And as we know, between the 6th and 29, when Mercury is retrograde, we try not to arrange new things, not to start new things. We start to finish maybe things, we can be more introvert, work with ourselves. It's not the time to buy a car or a big thing, or if we have to do that or sign new contracts, then we usually in this time try to do it carefully, and if it's not necessary, we actually do not sign contracts and we do not buy big things when Mercury is retrograde. But if you have to, then just be careful. So the most important transit is actually the transit of Uranus, but it's some sort of extension of the transit of Chiron that happened already at the end of February. So let me say a few words about those two transits. In February, Chiron definitely changed the sign, and from Pisces he entered now the sign of Aries. And now, in March, Uranus will definitely change the sign and will go from Aries into Taurus sign. So both of those celestial bodies visited the new sign briefly during 2018. So Chiron was in Aries shortly in 2018 And Uranus was in Taurus shortly in 2018. But from 2019 on, they will change those signs and stay for many years in those new signs. So let's see what is interesting here. What attracts our attention is that the fact that Uranus was in Aries from 2011 until 2018, or let's say 19, and now Chiron enters this sign. So first will be important for us to know what was Uranus doing in Aries, to see then, to understand better, what will Chiron need to do in the sign of Aries now. In modern astrology, we talk about Uranus as the emancipator, revolutionary, innovative genius that brings new perspectives on reality. It is always something like that with Uranus. So what he did while he was in Aries, let's say he for Uranus. Since Uranus is the archetype of war and victory, it is the basic male principle, it is the warrior, the sign of action, race, initiative, fights, and so on, then it is logical to conclude that Uranus influenced those things, those characteristics somehow in the world. And of course, big powers were developing weapons and bombs in recent years, in the past 5, 6, 7 years. What influenced actually all of us in some way. Big powers invented unconventional weapons. And finally, victory was on the side of the power that perfected its weapons. If you do not know still which power it is, then you will see in this year, next year, in those 2 years to come, you will see who is this power. Basically now, when Uranus enters Taurus, it means that this fight in new technologies, in new war technologies, will actually finish. In personal lives, let's see who is going to be actually the most affected by Uranus in Taurus now. That will be people who have planets in Taurus and Scorpio signs. Taurus, in their life, many things will change step by step. It's a really revolutionary time. It's a very unique transit that they are going to have. In the year 2019 will mainly influence people who have planets on the first degrees of Taurus, 1, 2, 3 until 5, let's say. And the same way, this transit will strongly affect people who have planets on the first degrees of Scorpio sign. I have 3 videos on Uranus in Taurus for all zodiac signs, about global changes, about the impact on specific planets and so on. So if you want to watch this, if you are interested in this, please watch those other videos that are there. And then you will see many changes for Taurus, Scorpio in relationship, in communication with others, some basic changes for Leo and Aquarius, because these are they make square, those signs make square to Uranus, so sometimes even fights for something new, and so on. There are important things happening with this transit. So let's see now what will happen with Chiron when Chiron enters Aries. Chiron is the archetype, or actually it entered already when I'm recording this. So Chiron is the archetype of a wounded healer, while in the natal horoscope about Chiron, we speak actually about by speaking about Chiron, we speak about an injury that cannot be healed. This is in natal chart. But in transits, we speak about Chiron as a healer. So now when Chiron will touch some of our planets, if we have some in Aries, then Chiron will heal actually all of those planets, means will heal some part of our personalities or some areas of our lives. So we could expect in the future also that mankind will be cured from the trauma caused by the cruel fights for bombs and new weapons. Chiron can be very positive and can positively influence Aries sign and make a wise strategist of him. This is worldwide. And this new cycle will actually start On March 22nd, when the Sun will make the conjunction with the asteroid Chiron in Aries, this is the moment when new Chiron energy manifests for us. We will see if there is going to be some contract or something interesting around 22nd of March. On mundane level, of course. We'll speak now about that. And how will this Chiron transit influence individuals? I already said few things about that, but that will heal all of these planets that it touches. And that will happen mainly with people who have planets in Aries, but also it will be with those who have planets in Libra. Aries people will heal in a way that they will feel strongly who are they as individuals, and it will be very useful for their professional life to have Chiron there. And Libras will have the opportunity to heal a relationship area of their lives. On my YouTube channel there is also a video about Chiron in Aries for all zodiac signs. Links are under this video, below this video here on YouTube. So if you wish to learn more about that, I advise you to have a look at that video, a Chiron in Aries video. So to conclude, Chiron in Aries asks us how ready we are to achieve what we want, if we are really Aryan or not. And all of us is Aryan in one area of his life, Aries sign in one area of his life. And Uranus in Taurus asks us how much we appreciate ourselves and how much we appreciate that what we possess, either in spiritual or in material field. These are what these two transits will teach us during the next 5, 6, 7 years. Let me say a few things about other transits and let's see how they will affect us. Pardon. On the 2nd of March, Venus enters Aquarius sign. And this transit is always good to have. It's always good to have Venus in your own sign or Venus touching some of your planets. So many Aquarius people will be more attractive, maybe will attract people. They will see that there are people who like them. Maybe it will improve their financial situation in some way and so. Capricorns and Cancer potentially also improve their financial situation with Venus in this transit through Aries sign. For Libras, it's interesting because Venus, which is their ruler, will be in the house of love adventures, so possible some adventures, or maybe some Libras will wake up in themselves love for their kids in a new way, or things like that. It is about love and creativity, in some way also about enjoyment for Libras. We said that Mercury is retrograde in Pisces. We know generally what that means. But it's also interesting that on March 15, Mercury creates conjunction with the Sun in Pisces. And this is an interesting day, not only for Piscean people, but for all of us, because we can all discover some interesting secrets. We learn about some unusual healing, for example, methods, or it's good for artistic inspiration. Maybe Pisceans will be inspired to write, Virgo people perhaps also. Then on the 7th of March, the Sun conjuncts Neptune in Pisces also. This is a very Piscean day. This is extremely Piscean day. And many people who have planets in Pisces will show their natural characteristics. I'm not going to mention which those characteristics are, but watch yourself if you have planets in Pisces around the 7th of March. This conjunction brings to Virgos some illusions about their partners or about other people that they are in contact with, maybe some confusion if they are on the court, dealing with some lawyers and things like that, but it can be also some sort of inspiration through new relationships. On the 9th of March, Sun sextiles Saturn. It is an excellent day for business activities. It is, of course, always good when Saturn makes new good aspect. It is good for Capricorn, Aquarius people, to a certain extent always good for Libra people. So if you want to make an important appointment, maybe that can be the 9th. Yes, Mercury will already be retrograde, but it's maybe good for discussion. Maybe it's good to looking for a new solution and these kind of things. On 27th of March, Venus sextiles Uranus. This can bring unexpected turns in love or in finances, maybe for Taurus people, perhaps for Libra people, perhaps for some Aquarian people also. But all of us can that day have these new ideas about love, about that what we need to change in relationships and so on. Let's mention other signs in March. So Sagittarius and Gemini people are doing quite well because Jupiter is still direct until the mid of April. So they have enthusiasm, they feel that they're useful, everything has meaning, they are doing things their own way. It's perfect time for them. If some other transits don't make confusion. And what are Leos doing in March? Well, some Leos are curing themselves, and they will do that in few next months after recovering from the last eclipse that happened in Leo in January. But some Leos are recovered already. They have Mars in the 10th house, and maybe some of them make decisive moves. And that's all for now about March. Feel free to contact me if you wish to order personal consultations about astrological psychology and spiritual astrology. I also invite you to order Thetahealing with me, which is a new method of spiritually mental healing, or you can also order Feng Shui consultations if you wish. All contacts are below this video on YouTube. Also, you can check what do I offer on my web pages symbolicthinking.com. .net, pardon, symbolicthinking.net. If you like the video, please like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much in advance. Looking forward to see you soon, and until next time, wish you to be lucky and also wish you to be healed if it is needed. See you next time.